Hello students, welcome to Python language online classes. Today our concept is how to calculate the running total and where we have to use this one, why we need to calculate at runtime. So like this concept we need to discuss in this section. And now let us start our session. Okay. How to calculate the running total. Sometimes our projects require to calculate the running total. For example, suppose you are writing a program that calculates a business total sales for a week. So each week how many sales it is going on. That calculation we need to expect from this concept. So that is the major concept of this concept. The program would read the sales for each day. I mean daily they are selling some products. So that sales, how many products they are selling, they sold, all those things we need to calculate by this program. So programs that calculate the total of a series of numbers typically use two elements. So here concept is calculating running total by the by the selling products on the selling products. So completely this program belongs to selling products. Okay, but here our concept is for that selling products how to write the calculation code, calculation program. So we need to concentrate on that concept only. But in real time, for example, in DMart, some part of code, some part of stock. Actually, DMart contains some provisions, na? So like that, they purchase it 100% of stock. They purchase it 100% of stock, whatever it is. But it may be a stock, any product. But that products completely purchased as a 100% that stored into a DMart store. So daily they are selling, the salespersons selling 10%, 20%, 30% selling. This is the concept. So if 5 days completed, 5 days the stock has completed, the stock has sold 50% of stock sold by the salespersons. So daily 10% and next day 20%, next day 30%, like that 50% of stock is over. So by looking this program, by executing this program, the stock calculation also it will represent on the screen. So by reading that one, by looking that calculation, they need to purchase extra stock for next sales purpose. So like that we have to write our program. So that is the concept of this one. How to calculate a running total. Programs that calculate the total of series of numbers typically use two elements. A loop that reads each number in the series. A variable that accumulates the total of the numbers as they are read. All of you carefully observe. Here 100% of stock. Third parties. From the third parties, DMart purchased provisions. Stock, okay na? Stock is enough for your understanding purpose. It may be provisions or clothes, something. Whatever you have think about on that. Then all those are called stock. Under comes to stock. Third parties. From the third parties, DMart is one provisions mall. Purchased 100% of stock purchased. Purchased from the third parties. And stored in DMart store. స్టోర్లో సేవ్ చేసి పెట్టారు. So that is the concept. After that, they need to sell. Salespersons selling daily some percentage of stock. Today 10% sold. Tomorrow 20%. Day after tomorrow 20%. Like that, 50% total. 50% of stock over. Again, they need to buy extra stock from the third parties because of కొంచెం ఎప్పుడైతే స్టాక్ అయిపోతుందో వెంటనే ఇమీడియట్గా ఆ పర్సంటేజ్ చూసుకొని వాళ్ళు వేరే థర్డ్ పార్టీస్ దగ్గర కొనాలి మళ్ళీ. ఎందుకంటే నెక్స్ట్ డే సేల్స్కి కూడా ఉండాలి. ఆల్రెడీ 50% స్టాక్ అవైలబుల్, బట్ దే నీడ్ టు స్టోర్. They need to purchase and they need to store in their store, their DMart store. That is the process of DMart. So like that, here all of you carefully observe. Here I given one diagram. Logic for calculating a running total. Set accumulator to 0. Don't confuse how to calculate the running total. This is only for example purpose I given. This is only for example purpose I given. So daily it is reading the program. First 10%. First 10% it can read. If I give the input, in the program, so how many it is asking? Today stock over 10%. Tomorrow 20%. So all of you carefully observe what it is showing. First 10% it is showing. Next 20 plus 10, 30% stock completed. That is represented on the program. So daily calculation, that is called running total. So day after tomorrow, again 20%. Now what is the percent? 50% completed. Like that, here it is what it is showing, the last value. The last value what it is showing, the first day the sales are over 10% only, and next sold, next day tomorrow the products are sold on 30%, and day after tomorrow 50%. I mean sorry, like that 20%, 20%, one by one it is adding now. First 10% and next 20%. 10% plus 20%, 30%. 30% plus 20%, 50%. Like that, it is calculating the running total. For this purpose, we need to write our running total program. So that is our concept. That is our concept. So that's why I am writing one program. That's why I am writing one program. Here what is our requirement? The program calculates the sum of series. For your understanding purpose, simply I am writing one simple program. What is our requirement? The program calculates the sum of series of for five numbers. Sum of 5 numbers. Sum of 5 numbers is our concept. So whatever the 5 numbers were given, that 5 numbers it will calculate one by one. Thus finally it will show the sum of the total amount. Finally it will show the total amount. So for that I am setting the accumulator. I mean the sum variable I am defining, but with initializing 0.0. I am initializing that variable with 0 value. After that, for your understanding purpose, here I am writing the program calculates sum of 5 numbers. Sum of 5 numbers. Next, all of you carefully observe. So max value is what? Why we need to max value? How many times it will iterate? 5 times iterate na? So that's why I am writing one program. So the program calculates sum of 5 numbers. For that, first we need to define, I think you have confused here. For that, I am removing all those things. From freshly I am starting. What is the program? Sum of 5 numbers. Sum of 5 numbers. This is our program. How to calculate the sum of 5 numbers for that program? For that, we need to write some code. Print function. By reading this line, we need to understand this program is related to sum of 5 numbers. This program calculates sum of 5 numbers. This is our program code. Now I am saving running total is our file name. .py is the extension. Save as type is all files. Now I am clicking on the save button and I am saving the desktop. Now I am executing. So now I am cleared the screen by using cls command. Now my location is on the desktop. Actually our file is also available on the desktop. So what is our file name? Running total. So running total. Actually the name has changed. G missed here. Running total .py save as type is all files. Now click on save button. Now I am removing complete this name. Okay, running total.py. So now this program calculates sum of 5 numbers. So here we have written only 2 lines of code. First is the program name and second one is the program heading. So by reading this line, this program belongs to sum of 5 numbers, we can understand. Am I correct or not? Yes. This program calculates sum of 5 numbers. After that, the cursor is blinking in the next C drive position. Nothing but here we don't have any extra code. If you want to execute extra code, compulsory we need to write some other extra code. For that, here I am writing one for loop. For I is the iterating variable. In this I place, we can write some other name is also. So that's why for your understanding purpose, I simply given I. And in range function I am using. For the starting point is 1. Max is, so second variable is max. So max value we haven't defined here at anything. So that's why for that max value is equal to 6. Because of here 5 elements, 5 numbers we are getting the sum from the 5 numbers. So 6 I am given here. Why we need to give the 6? Why I have given here 6? Because of this is n-1 operation is going on. So last value has excluded in the range function. If you give the 6, then it can treat as a 5. So that's why 5 iterations I want here. So starting iteration is what? 1. Ending iteration is what? 5. So 1 to 5. From 1 to 5 the iterations are going on with the range function. So for that here I given 6. 6 is nothing but n-1. If you use the max variable in the range function, max variable is value is what? 6. So along with range function if you want to use, and this can exclude it as the last value, nothing but n-1 operation is going on. So it can becomes 5. The max value becomes 5 in the range function. So starting point is 1, ending point is 5. Now understand now? So for that I given max equal to 6. Next, number variable I am defining. Input I am taking. Input I am taking. Enter percentile D number. Enter percentile D number I. Sorry, I is the variable. So this I value, what is the I value reading? That I value replacer with here. I value replacer with that number here also, and that I value representing on the percentile D place. Because of this is format specifier. If you use like this, like C syntax, this value replace with this one. This value replace with this one. So here we no need to give any comma operator. For that, just percentile symbol we need to use. Because of this is Python software. That is the difference between this and that. If you want to use any C style in Python programming language, compulsory we need to use, instead of comma here, percentile symbol we need to use along with variable. So comma symbol not required here. So in between double quotes we need to write that one. So input is reading as a string format na. So here typecasting must and should be required. That's why in typecaster I am declaring here. Next, sum. How many times? Here 5 times, 5 numbers it can be read by the range function, because of for loop configured with 1 to 5 numbers. So 5 times it can iterate. So sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus number, not I. Sum plus number. If you getting the input as a number, that can store into the number variable na. So that's why number we need to define. But before some variable here declared na, if you don't have any initializing value, then it can represent a wrong value. So that's why we can set as an accumulator like this. Accumulator is nothing but some compulsory we need to initialize one value. So that's why I am initializing. So if you write like this value is replaced with 0 and that number. If you not initializing any value, it can represent as a garbage value, nothing but some bigger value it can represent, or else it will represent as a wrong number. Understand? So compulsory at running total time, the sum value need to initialize with some variable. Now understand na? Otherwise it will represent as a wrong values. If you assign 0, if you assign with 0 for the sum variable, then sum variable performance is correctly represent on the screen. Because of here sum variable replaced with 0.0, and whatever the input you entered, the input as stored in the number variable. That number variable here also replaced with that input. So for example, if you enter 10 value, that 10 value first read by the input function, after that it can store into a number variable. So wherever the number variables we have used, that all places it can replace with that given input. So here the number variable is also replaced with 10 value. So 0 plus 0.0 plus 10. So the total value 10. The total value will store into the sum variable again. So that is the logic here. That is the logic here. And this process is called accumulator setting to 0. Here the sum variable treating as an accumulator. Accumulator. It is called as an accumulator because of here initializing with some value na. Here initializing with some value. If we assign any other value, the sum value will represent on the wrong value, because of instead of 0, if you assign that value is also addition. That value is with that value addition operation is going on by given input. Don't confuse here. So compulsory we need to give the 0. We need to give the initializing value with 0. So this is called accumulator. This process is called accumulation, and this process is called accumulate. This variable is called accumulator because of here we initialize it with 0 variable. Now 5 elements it can accept. 5 elements it can accept. Here one colon symbol must and should be required. Here one indentation space. Here also one indentation space. Because of these two lines are called statements. These two statements are belongs to for loop. So we are giving the intimation by giving the space. We are giving the intimation for interpreter. These two lines are belongs to for loop. So that indentation space is also must and should be required. then only the interpreter can treat these two statements are belongs to for loop, otherwise it will not accept. Now understand now I am printing here also one indentation space because of this line is also belongs to for loop. The sum of 5 numbers is sum. Now I am executing running total. So enter one number 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now understand na? So for the first you enter 10 na? The total is 10. Sorry. This is not related to for loop. This is outer. So that's why it is representing for every time. Now all of you carefully observe. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 150 is, it is representing na. So if you want to calculate manually, then calculate 10 plus 20, 30, 30 plus 30, 60, 60 plus 40, 100, 100 plus 50, 150. So this is the way of calculating running total. For that we need to write our program. First, this is program heading. Don't confuse here. This program calculates the sum of total. So like this, all of you carefully observe. This line is representing on the top of the program. This program calculates sum of 5 numbers. After that, it is asking. After that, here we have configured for loop. The I variable read the value. Okay na? Enter the first value, enter the second value. So 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That index is generating here. After that, that value reading and storing into the number variable. That number value will assign with the sum variable. If you want to calculate with the sum variable, compulsory you need to initialize with sum variable with 0 value. Now understand na? So that is the process of calculating running total. And here I given one diagram also, flowchart for the calculating running total purpose. Here I created one diagram. I mean nothing but a flowchart. All of you carefully observe. First here is other number. Is there another number to read? Yes. If it is true, then read the next number. After that, add the number to the accumulator. All of you carefully observe. Set the accumulator to 0. Here this is called accumulator. Sum equal to 0.0. This is called accumulator. Set accumulator to 0. This is the logic for your understanding purpose. Compulsory we need to set the accumulator with the value of 0. After that, checking the condition. I max value. Here 1 is the starting point, max is the ending point. Max value is 6 I given here. But along with range function, if you want to use this max variable, it is called n-1 operation is going on behind. Behind it is going on n-1 operation. The value is 6 na, n-1 is nothing but if you treat as a n, 6 value is n-1 operation is going on here, then the value becomes 5. So 1, 5. 1 is the starting point, 5 is the ending point. So 5 times it will repeat. The repetition structure is going on 5 times. I mean the iterations, 5 iterations are going on. The first iteration, first it will ask this code. Enter first number. In the first iteration, I value becomes what? First na. So that's why it is showing percentility I value is what becomes 1. So that's why it is asking 1. After that, the input you entered. After that, the input you entered 10. We entered 10 na. So the 10 value read and store it. It will typecasted by the integer, and after that it can store into your number variable. So after that, carefully observe here. Read the next number and add the number to the accumulator. Here the addition operation is going on na. Adding na that number, that 10 value and sum plus sum value. So total value assigning with sum variable. assigning with some variable. After that, the again contour will comes to the for loop. Again it will check. The I value is what becomes what? 2. The I value becomes true. Sorry, 2. The I value becomes 2. So again enter 2 number. Enter 2 number, it will ask. All of you carefully observe. 2 na? So that's why it is the I value is showing 2. So if you enter 20 as the input, that 20 it can store into a number variable. After that it can addition to the sum variable, and after that again cycling is going on. Again one more iteration is going on. The I value becomes 3 max. So the condition is true. So 3 value it will read. After you enter 30 is the input. After that it will store into a number variable. Like that 5 iterations are going on. 5 numbers it is showing by writing this line of code. By writing this line of code, this 1 2 3 4 it is representing, because of it is incrementing by 1. But here 5 times addition operation is also going on. 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50. Finally it is showing this output. Finally it is showing this output. All of you carefully observe the previous output here. Same example. Here I removed indentation space. If I add indentation space, this line is also belongs to this one. That running total it is showing now. First you entered input is what? 10. So 10 is the total sales. After the 20 added, again the 30 is the total output it is showing now. So this is also called running total. Like that we have to configure. ఇండెంటేషన్ స్పేస్ ఇస్తే ఈ 3 లైన్స్ కూడా బ్లాక్ కోడ్ లాగా డిఫైన్ చేస్తుంది అమ్మా ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్. దాన్ని ఫర్ లూప్ ట్రీట్ చేస్తుంది. ఇండెంటేషన్ స్పేస్ అంటే మీరు ఇక్కడ స్పేస్ ఇవ్వకుండా వదిలేస్తే బ్లాక్ క్లోజ్ చేసినట్టు. సి లాంగ్వేజ్లో ఫ్లవర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ యూస్ చేస్తాం కదా బ్లాక్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ డిక్లేర్ చేయడానికి. సిమిలర్ లైక్ టు హియర్ వన్ స్పేస్ ఈస్ గివింగ్ ఇన్ పైథాన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్. దెన్ పైథాన్ ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ కెన్ ట్రీట్ లైక్ దిస్. ఇట్ ఈస్ యాజ్ ఏ బ్లాక్ ఫర్ ద ఫర్ లూప్. So this is the way of creating running total. So here I given same example, just we can read and understand. Instead of I place we can use the any other variable. So for that I am giving counter variable here for your understanding purpose. For while I am telling time I am giving the, while I am explaining time here I am explaining I variable instead of counter, but here I given counter variable instead of I. That means if you want to use any other variable, you can happily use, no problem. But wherever I variable, wherever counter variable, if you want to use that place, compulsory you need to use whatever the variable you have configured here, that variable you need to use all places. Here counter user na, instead of user x variable, instead of counter you can use x variable. But wherever the counter variable you have, in that place we need to use x variable. Like in this place, understand? So that is the way of calculating running total. Running total అంటే ఏమీ లేదు. సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అంటే ఈ రోజు అమ్మిన సేల్స్ కానీ నెక్స్ట్ డే అమ్మిన సేల్స్ అట్లా డే బై డే క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసినప్పుడు మీరు ఈరోజు 10% పర్చేస్, ఈరోజు 10% సేల్ చేశారు, నెక్స్ట్ డే 20%, 30%, 40% అట్లా మొత్తం కౌంట్ చేసి చెప్తే స్టాక్ ఎంత ఉందో వెరిఫై చేసుకుంటారు స్టాక్ తెచ్చేవాళ్ళు. సో తక్కువ ఉందనుకుంటే నెక్స్ట్ సేల్స్ కోసం మళ్ళీ వెతుక్కోవాలి కదా. సో దానికోసం ముందు నుంచే వాళ్ళు ట్రయల్స్ చేస్తారు. అంటే వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళి ముందు నుంచి ఆ స్టాక్ని పర్చేస్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తారు. ఈ లోపు మీరు మిగిలిన స్టాక్ని అమ్ముతూ ఉంటారు. అక్కడ అమ్మిన వాళ్ళు సేల్స్ పర్సన్స్ ఉంటారు కదా, మిగిలిన స్టాక్ని అమ్ముతూ ఉంటారు. ఇది అయిపోయే లోపు వాళ్ళు పర్చేస్ చేసుకొచ్చి మళ్ళీ కొత్త స్టాక్ని కూడా స్టాక్లో గోడౌన్లో పెడతారు. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాసెస్. సో దానికోసం మనం ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ డిజైన్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద వే ఆఫ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటింగ్ ఆఫ్ రన్నింగ్ టోటల్. సో ఇట్లాంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాయడానికి హియర్ వీ నీడ్ టు యూజ్ ద 2 things. ఏ లూప్ దట్ రీడ్స్ ఈచ్ నెంబర్ ఇన్ దిస్ సిరీస్. ప్రతి ఇటరేషన్లోనూ ఒక నెంబర్ సిరీస్ని అది రీడ్ చేయాలి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ లైన్. అండ్ ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ద వేరియబుల్ దట్ అక్యుములేట్స్ ద టోటల్ ఆఫ్ నెంబర్స్ యాజ్ దే ఆర్ రీడ్. నథింగ్ బట్ దిస్ వన్, సమ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ సమ్ ప్లస్ నెంబర్. మీరు రీడ్ చేసిన, మీరు ఇన్పుట్ ఇచ్చిన ప్రతిసారి కూడా అది సమ్లోకి యాడ్ అయిపోవాలి. ఆ రోజు సేల్స్ ఎంత ఉందో చూపించాలి. లైక్ దిస్. అవుట్పుట్లో ఒకసారి చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు 10 వచ్చింది అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ 20 యాడ్ చేశారు, 30 రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ 30 గివెన్ అండ్ 30 వాల్యూ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది 60 లాగా. ఓకేనా? అంటే ప్రీవియస్ వాల్యూని ప్రజెంట్ వాల్యూని ఎడిషన్ చేసి మీకు ఆ రిజల్ట్ని ఇక్కడ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద వే ఆఫ్ రన్నింగ్ టోటల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్. డోంట్ కన్ఫ్యూజ్, కేర్ఫుల్లీ లిజన్ అండ్ అబ్జర్వ్. Okay, today I am closing this session. In the next session we will discuss in the new concept. Okay na? Thank you.